Hi friends, it's Queen Alita. Welcome back to the channel. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, make your comments. I'm here today with another dream interpretation video. So it's important, guys, that you share these videos with others so that they can also learn and understand how to interpret their dreams. This is a gift that the Lord has given me. I love it. It blesses me so much to be able to help people with their dreams, and I want to share it with the world. So do me a huge favor and share this video. And of course, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting for? Also, if you do want to send in your dream, please send it to alita@directionaldreams.com. I will put the email somewhere on the screen and also in the description. But yeah, you can send me your dream and I will hopefully get to it as soon as possible. But I just want you guys to know that I have hundreds of dreams. So please be patient with me as I go through every dream and just trust the Holy Spirit with regards to, which dream to share on this channel. Yeah, so let's get Monique on the line, all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. All right. How are you, Monique? How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, too. Really excited to have you on the line.
I am. Me too.
That's awesome. So yeah, let's actually jump straight into the dream. I was about to make some small talk, but we're here for your dream, and I'm excited to see what the Lord says to you today.
Sure, let me see. You mind if I read it?
I don't mind if you read it. I'm going to ask you to read it with, like, not just straight reading it. Like, if there's more that comes up as you're reading in terms of what was happening in the dream, just share that as well. Because sometimes people forget certain details, and as they're going through the dream, they remember it and haven't necessarily written it down, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. So I was standing outside of this home I was staying at, and Tiffany, who's a friend of a church I attended, she walked up and said she was trying to find money to pay her rent. I told her if I had the money, I would help out, but I didn't have it at the time. So we talked a bit outside, and then she decided to leave. While she was walking, she dropped her phone on the side of a car, and then she came back to me. And I remember when she walked back to me, I was looking at her stomach, because in waking life, she's pregnant, almost due. And in the dream, she had no baby. I mean, she had no bump, but she was still pregnant, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when she came back, we went back inside. And once inside, she needed to use the bathroom, and she went upstairs. My mom opened her bedroom door, and all of her cigarette smoke just escaped her room. So I said, "Can you close the door, because my friend is here?" And then my mom said, "Okay," but she asked me to bring her a fan. One of those fans that you plug in. And so when Tiffany came out the bathroom, her and we went to go look for a fan. Now, the house, they had multiple levels. There was more than 3 levels in that house. So when we went up a level, there were multiple fans everywhere, but they were either plugged in a way that I couldn't reach it, or they were in use. So I just gave up finding a fan, and we decided to look around the house. We noticed that in the living room, they still had the Christmas decor up, but had gifts under the tree. And I innately knew that they were leaving the gifts under the tree for the grandchildren when they come to visit, because it was in June. And then let's see. Okay, so we actually, when we were upstairs, we went into the kitchen, and they had a spread, not on the table, but it was laid out on the counter. It was some meats and some vegetables just laid out on the counter for anyone who wanted to have a serving. So we decided to go. When we was going back downstairs, the owner of the house, who's a white older lady, she was walking up the stairs as we was walking down the stairs, and as we passed each other, she gave me a gentle smile. And in that moment, I was in a dream. I was thinking, she's going to give me this house. And now we're back downstairs, and I knocked on my son's Lavario's door, and he was getting dressed, but I noticed there was a black fan in there. So I asked him, once you're ready, bring the fan out. And then Tiffany and I talked a bit more. And during the dream, I had a vision of myself in a Dollar Tree, where a guy told me I was in my honey season. And I asked Tiffany, I said, "I need to confirm something, because heaven told me what you just said earlier. Heaven told me I was in my apple season." And Tiffany said either apple season or honey season. But before she could respond, I woke up.
Okay. Wow. That part about the kitchen wasn't initially in the dream. Can you please repeat that? Because that wasn't in the email that you sent me. I just want to hear it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
The meal, so it's meats and vegetables spread out on a counter, like so people can just come and have their servings as they want it. But there was no one else in the kitchen besides Tiffany and I.
Okay. All
So
right.
someone had prepared it and left it there.
Okay. Okay. So I think it still supports what I believe the Holy Spirit was sharing with me as I, sat with your dream. I think it's a really awesome dream, but I think that first things first, I don't think Tiffany in this dream represents herself. I did look up her name, and it means divine manifestation or a manifestation of God. And I believe that has to do with the rest of the dream, how God is going to manifest himself in your life, but also bring the manifestation of a promise or certain promises that he's made you. And I think Tiffany represents you. So, and why I say that is because in Waking Life, you say that she's pregnant, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in the dream, it looked like she wasn't. So she was not representing herself. As I started reading your dream, the first thing that dropped in my spirit is Tiffany is her in the dream. So going off of that, I believe that the Lord is showing you a promise that he's going to fulfill, but it will take some time. And even though it will take some time, he will do it, right? The dropped phone is a very interesting element. It represents some kind of loss of connection or a dropped connection. And usually a phone would represent a spiritual connection or a relational connection, like, your relationship with God or your relationship with someone else, because a phone doesn't always mean a connection to God. It can mean a connection to someone else. So there's something there. I believe it has to do with your relationship with God, but I could be wrong. That's the sense I got. What has your relationship with the Lord been lately, or currently? Like, how's it been going there in that area?
Honestly, so currently it's been like God and I were really close, but we haven't been as close before because I'm in an environment where I just feel hindered. Like if I pray, I feel like I'm being watched and judged. And I was just telling God the other day, God, I need to get back to that place with you because I can't worship how I want to. I can't get up and just praise the Lord how I want to because I'm always being watched. Yeah. And so I was just praying to him, release me, send me back there because I need to be in that place of worship. I literally have a need to intercede and I can't do that here because it's just so dark. So dang it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That dropped phone, I just really got the sense of something going on there, but just with your connection to the Lord. And I just get a sense that he obviously, no, it's not a sense. I know that he hears those prayers and he's going to honor them. He just needs you to hang in there, while you're facing whatever spiritual situation you're facing, because in the dream Tiffany, or aka you, needed the bathroom, and that represents you needing some kind of spiritual detox or letting go of some toxic things or toxic people or both. Because even your mom's cigarette smoke just represents something toxic and something that it could be something that she does or someone in your life who is like a maternal figure, something that they do that is harmful and toxic to themselves, but even more so to you, because cigarette smoke is harmful to the smoker, but even more harmful to the people around them, because they get that secondary smoke which doesn't go through the filter for the smoker. So there's some toxic
and she's
situation.
Who I'm living with now.
Okay, that makes sense. And what's the relationship like there? If you want to share, you don't have to.
It's okay. Constant smoking, the yelling, and it's just not good. And it's not good. She has some demons she needs to rid, but she's not. So yeah.
I got that sense when I was reading the dream that there's some because of that relationship as well, it is affecting you, and it's affecting your spiritual environment, your spiritual walk with the Lord. But I think the Lord wants you to focus your time on dealing with whatever it is that He wants to detox out of you, which I think is related to your relationship with your mom and possibly some other things. Because the fan, your mom asked you to get that fan, but the fan just represents like a quick fix or like a temporary fix. It's not long lasting. It doesn't get rid of the problem. So there's no real change. The fan can, blow the smoke away, but it's not getting rid of the habit. It's not getting rid of the toxic nature of what's happening. But I just got a sense that it's not your job to provide that temporary relief. It's not your job to fix that. She's going to have to go on her own journey, because the Lord has to help her with that addiction and whatever else she may be dealing with that caused her to pick up that habit. Because getting a fan or giving her a fan is not going to be effective long term. It's just for that moment, right? And so I think the Lord is showing you that through this dream, He's going to lead you out of that environment eventually. And He's giving you a new life. Just the fact that you knew that the house was yours at some point in the dream, you're going to get a confirmation that there's something new. Like, this blessing is going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a big responsibility, but it's a chance to start a new life outside of all this toxic, all the toxic things that are happening. And the Christmas tree and gifts just represent the idea that God wants to gift you, even though in the dream you had a sense that it had to do with the grandchildren. But because it's a dream, I have to look at the symbolic nature of it. So the fact that it was related to Christmas, again, gives me the sense that it's not happening just yet. God still needs you to go through some kind of cleansing process or spiritual detox, because He has these gifts for you. He has this new life for you. But obviously you can't enter your new life carrying things from the old. So He's trying to help you to get rid of some of actually all of it, if you allow Him to. So and the kitchen, I love kitchens and dreams, especially when there's food involved or food being cooked, and the fact that there was food already laid out for you. I believe the Lord is saying that there's going to be He's preparing, because the kitchen is a place of preparation. So He's preparing something for you, and it's going to be nourishing. It's going to be good. It's going to be what's the word, very heavy and valuable, heavy in a good sense, because meat, when we talk about this thing carries a lot of meat, it carries a lot of weight. So it's going to be some good stuff that you are going to gain in this new place that God is giving you. And it's going to be an exciting time of just learning and growing in the Lord, but in your new life, in this promised land, to put it in a different way. So it's going to be a huge blessing. You just have to be patient with yourself, go through the process. I love that last scene that talks about the apple season and how heaven, I'm not sure who heaven is. Is it someone specific, or you just knew that this person was called heaven in the dream?
So we went to church together as well. Okay,
so what I read was this is what God told you. This is a message directly from God, and He's confirming that there's a season that you're in, and it's a season of harvesting. And harvesting is work. You're harvesting the fruits of your labor, the work that you've put in. And I was asking the Lord, because like apple season and honey season all seems to fall in like early autumn, the end of summer in the US, and I just got the sense of September being the Hebrew New Year, so Rosh Hashanah being around there, and even in Africa we have this our ancient traditions. September was always the beginning of the year, so it's like this new start, and I think God is pointing to that time frame. But obviously take everything I'm saying to Him in prayer. But I'm always very, very careful with giving people specific dates, but I just kept getting the sense of this coming autumn, that something may be happening. You may start to see the fruits of everything that you've put into your walk with the Lord, and this promise coming to pass. What is besides your living arrangement and being with your mom, what has the Lord promised you this new life? Like, is this something that resonates with you? Because I just get this sense of you being lifted out of this like dark place, but him wanting you to be there for a little longer to deal with some things.
Yeah, it's definitely confirming because, well, so back in January of last year, he called me away from my 9 to 5, and I went through the whole process of losing my home, losing my car. That's how I wound up being here. And while I'm here, I'm away from my sons, like they're at their dad's, because I didn't want to bring them here because I don't want to deal with it. Why would I want my babies to deal with it?
Yeah.
And so even my relationship with them, like their dad is trying to block it. Like, I don't know. It's a lot. And God has promised me, like, oh, geez, I'm sorry. Dang it.
You're okay. You're good.
Like, he promised me, like, I'm faithful for it. I am faithful for it. But, it's been over a year. I'm like, Jesus, like, I can't do this much longer because, like, I feel myself, I'm drained. Like, I'm losing weight. Like, I wake up to smoke. Like, it is just terrible here. But he has promised me, like, this entire time I've been working on the things he instructed me to do. I read in a book. He had me build an ark. Like, I have like 4 or 5 business plans I have that he said he's going to fund everything to the T. So like I have all the groundwork. It just has to be built. And like, I'm believing in him for that. He said, pick out a home and it's yours. So I'm believing him for that. He had me pick out a vehicle. He said, it's yours. And I'm believing him for that. So I have all these promises here. I'm just like, all right, God, like, I'm just waiting for him,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share with you because I know exactly how you feel. Excuse me. Being in that place where you just like, Lord, I cannot take any more of this. Like, this is, I don't know what I'm going to do, where you literally just feel like giving up, and not necessarily giving up on the Lord, but where you just really at the end of yourself and you're like, I have prayed, I have rebuked, I have done the spiritual warfare, I have been faithful, I've done it all, Lord, what's going on? I can guarantee you, just based on my own experiences of being in this place, of where you are right now, breakthrough is just around the corner. It is so imminent. There's just something that the Lord wants to do that, will help you to almost like jump that bridge or get across the bridge. You have to overcome that and just continue to trust him and be encouraged through the word of God. That was the only way I got through that, was reading his word and speaking the Psalms over myself. There were just specific Psalms that would lift my spirit, and I'd be like, okay, I can do this. And before I knew it, before I expected anything to happen, while I was still preparing myself for, I guess it's another week of this feeling of heaviness or whatever, it just turned around like that, just beyond my expectations. So I know it's difficult, especially also being separated from your children. I didn't get a lot of revelation, by the way, in this dream about the scene with your son, so I didn't want to force anything there. Maybe the Lord will give me some more later, but maybe it speaks about dragging him into behaviors of trying to be the savior to a toxic person, because you were asking him to bring the fan as well. So I'm not sure about that, but yeah, just take that to the Lord. But I definitely want to encourage you that breakthrough's on the other side. The Lord has not forgotten you. He sees you. He knows your pain. And the joy that's coming is going to surpass the pain way beyond your expectations, way beyond what you can imagine. Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. Monique, please stay in touch. Let me know how it goes. I know that the divine manifestation of God's promise is around the corner for you. I just know it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I receive it.